So, Taurus, thank you for being here for your monthly March reading. We're going to be using tarot, angel cards, and runes to define what's coming, what's hidden, and all the rest of it. So, we're going to use clarifiers and tarot. So, Taurus, what's coming up in your month of March? What do we need to know for March for Taurus? Hopefully you're having a good year so far. Thank you, Spirit Guides, for being here. This is for Taurians in March. Taurus Sun, Taurus Ascending, and Taurus Moon. What do Taurians need to know in the month of March? So what do we need to know for Taurus? Taurus in March. So let's have a look with 4 cards, and then we're going to clarify them with the runic cards. So the well is original to this deck, guys, if you're wondering what is that. If you haven't seen this deck before, it's an extra one. So what we have here for Taurians at the moment, we have the 5 of Swords, the Temperance, 9 of Swords, and the Well. So we can ultimately see at the moment what we are creating is a little bit of mental kind of confusion, or we need a little bit more clarity. And with the Temperance here, we're healing. We need things in a balance. So we need to get our emotions in check. Now, the 5 of Swords for you guys in March is what kind of mindset have we been going through? Have we been led astray by people building us up to be built back down? And this is kind of the 9 of Swords. We're kind of thinking that, okay, what happens if it doesn't happen? Or what happens if the very worst case scenario happens? And these thoughts that we cultivate, because that's what we're doing, we're cultivating these thoughts, does have to stop. And this is why you've got your angel here, the angel of healing. So when we actually heal on a greater aspect, we're changing, and change is always a good thing. So instead of fearing it, we have the well here at the end of, is our well dry, or is it full of what we're nourishing? It's very important to nourish our mind if it's causing so much problems. So this is one of the things that we have to remove ourselves from, the negativity, the scenarios and the drama that we play within our minds is really damaging to our whole being. So this is where we've got Temperance. This is always changing for the better. It's in alchemy, it's changing lead into gold, which is more worthwhile than lead. Though lead does have its place, obviously it does. Everything does, except being very negative in the mind. That doesn't have a place in our mindset. So the well, we can always go to our well of consciousness, we can go to our well of good emotions and self-confidence and self-belief. And this is why it's important at this moment to move away from things, people, situations that aren't giving us the clarification that we need for ourselves. Vitally important. So allow yourself the patience to heal, to change. Change what you can. And obviously we can't change what we can't change, but we can definitely see for ourselves what we are thinking, the attitude towards it, the feelings that we're putting into it, and are we saying at the end of the day, is it a waste of time? So sometimes we need the space for the healing. So let's have a look for Taurians, what else is going on for March. And then we'll use some runes just to determine what's going on for Taurians in March. What do Taurians need to know for the month of March? Taurians for the month of March. So let's have a look. So first of all, we've got Got Ten of Swords now, Taurians. Yay. Queen of Pentacles and the Emperor, which is really good, and also Strength. So we got some very powerful energies changing for yourself. With the Ten of Swords, we can actually see that we have to think differently. So the thinking differently is not getting involved, in this mindset or people who are telling ourselves. Sometimes the people that do tell ourselves is news, bad news. So when we look at news, it's always what they want to portray, their angle, their opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion because that's the way they've been brought up, or they're told, or they understand. So we have to empower ourselves fully, and this is where we see that change. So by changing things up on our mindset, we don't have to fear. Fear is a way of control, and the mind sometimes just wants to cause drama, so we can't let it. And this is why you've got the Queen of Pentacles here. This is the new time for you in March for births. So it's vitally important to develop and grow your life into something better. So the change is necessary to realize, hang on a minute, I'm sick of thinking like this. So having the confidence, having the groundedness, having the new ideas, new hope, new understanding is all about that self-confidence in yourself. You are in your element here with the Queen of Pentacles. So this is what you're feeling and developing inside. So the newness when you go to your well is how you are thinking, and change the way you do think about a situation. The Ten of Swords has always traditionally been seeing things differently. So we have all these accesses, all these runes around in this particular aspect. And it's how we've been brought up. It's how we communicate. It's vitally important to really change that. And you see Jera here on top of Anzus, and that's a change. So the change up is within a thought. So if you're continually thinking along a negative way, we can change that. We can over or superimpose that thought when we catch it to think something differently. I am giving my life new meaning. I am giving it hope. I am healing, and I am stop doing this, because you're not just your mind. So the Emperor is here to give power to your mind. The Emperor, as you know, is always logical thinking. So by fearing something, oh, I'm going to lose my job, or oh, this is going to happen, this is going to happen, sometimes that's a really good thing because it paves the way to something else. Remember, you've got the well. The well is extremely important because we go there for nourishment. So it's like returning to the source for nourishment. So when the Emperor's here, they can logically do that every day and tell it off. The Emperor is the father telling the little mind to stop doing it, stop misbehaving. So you've got Thoras his as a rune in this particular card. So it's a thorn in your side. Your mind is your thorn in your side, and it's not assisting you. So logically tell it, I am a great person. I have got growth. I am in charge of my thoughts, and I am in charge of my feelings, but I need to make that better. You've got the Strength card as well to give you that oomph. So being gentle with yourself is so important. Nourishment and gentleness wins the day, not always power or aggressiveness. So the mind, if it's been too aggressive, just be a little bit gentler with that and take courage in that. See the change. Sometimes habits are formed, especially if we're thinking about exes, or especially if we're thinking about what could happen or what can happen. So we have to be more assertive in how we are thinking with that situation. Is it true? Is it necessary to think this way? Sometimes it's about safety, security, and all the rest of it. But if you're demonstrating here your element as a Queen of Pentacles, this is about growth, understanding the long goal, not the short term. So sometimes we forget life isn't about rushing. it's about being strong within. So within is not just your mind. So that's important to actually know. So let's have a look at your runes. So whatever situation does come up in March, don't put too much emphasis on your mindset. That's a good rune for you. So the first rune here, we have Nautilus, which is a need. So sometimes we sacrifice a lot of things in time. So you can see the pain, the painful situation that's kind of happened. Sometimes with thoughts, it comes up from years ago, which is fine. And we just concentrate on those thoughts. Sometimes we're not occupying our mind in such a way that it's like suspended. Oh, what happens if? So we need to think, we need to reverse that. And this is why I really like the Queen of Pentacles for yourself, because it means that you too take your power back of your mindset. So instead of thinking, are they going to ring me, or am I going to hear? It's very much about going, right, okay, I'm going to take my power back and go, I'm not going to emphasize this. And so here you have Pethro, which is what's hidden, the doorway to change. So if you do heal, and remember you're in this habit of this negativity being withheld from you, the moving forwards feature within your life. So that just give yourself patience, understanding, and you'll find that your empowerment gives you who you are back. In fact, a lot of you are going to notice a huge change, because sometimes this is slow change, but change nevertheless. And you have this power of the Emperor. You've also got Wunyo, which is absolutely perfect. Just imagine right now, if you stopped giving yourself a horror movie within your mind, you'd have the space, the simplicity to logically go, okay, how can I now create happiness and joy within my life? So it's like a realization for yourself, what I am developing and growing, I can be happy instead of really fearing the very worst. And that's the way it should be, logically thinking of moving forward. When we have the Emperor as well, it's ruled by Mars, which is the war kind of aggressing passion movement forward in such a way. So raise your flag, say, I'm here, I deserve the very best. And this is one of the things, the mantras that the Queen of Pentacles would be saying to you. In order to heal, move forwards, wave your flag. You know, this is very much about the strength card, waving your flag of independency. So we've also got Thoros here, which is like Thor's hammer. So with the gentleness of the unknown, we have Thor's hammer, which is very much like the Emperor because it's here. So we need that determination, removing the thorn from our side, because sometimes when you have a bear or a big creature that's in pain, we need to remove that pain. That's the logical aspect of removing pain. And this, you can see now, is why the Five of Swords is here, removing yourself from the pain of the mindset. So when you've removed this, you're left with the peace and the harmony, gratefulness, love, all these things. And this, you can see here, is why we always go back to the source, back to the well of who you are, with the confidence and not the mindset. It's very kind of unjust in a way to really do this to yourself. And this is why with the Ten of Swords, you've got to think differently. Removing yourself, being suspended in this is no good. So let's see what your angels are saying to the situation in March for Taurians. Thank you for listening, guys. Thanks for being here. Let's see what your angels are saying. This is for Taurians in March. So, you have denial. Right. Can be quite serious if your angel is saying this, because when we have all this terrible mindset here, you've got to remove this quite truly. So a lot of the times when we're denying, especially about someone blocking you or not hearing from you, we can deny that actually things are over. So when it says see the truth in the situation, this is vitally important to actually see the reality of your situation. Remember, you can be very strong. You do have the Emperor for that with the Taurus hammer right there. So the strength card unwielding something that needs to be wielded is even stronger than ever before. So taking up, conquering your mindset will see a huge change. So don't deny who you are as a Queen of Pentacles. Open the secret door to yourself and really reveal that golden opportunity, the gold who you are. You are shining bright when you believe in yourself. So have the confidence. Do not deny yourself the happy time within your own life. Enjoy March.